So thanks for joining us today. Let's kick it off with 3 wins. Who's got something that we can celebrate?
Finally got my flip under contract, which is
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
Tell me more.
We had on the market for I think 70 days, listed it around Thanksgiving and just couldn't get it off the ground and finally got it under contract.
Price point?
250.
What was the source? So what was the lead source in the beginning?
Yeah, it was like a client estate situation. She's moving into assisted living, and so we offered to either put it on the market for them or to do a cash offer or as is kind of deal. They took that and then we flipped it and sat for a while, and now it's gonna close.
Excellent. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, just a preview for our next business meeting is going to be working with senior clients panel. And that is a situation where Jordan is positioned to kind of give that client an option, say, hey, hit the easy button, cash as is, we're done, we can take the market, we can help you however what's best for your needs. So we have a great panel from today right here, and so we'll learn more about maybe how that could happen in your business as well. So 2 more, please.
She had her first closing.
All right. All right. Give me the cliff notes. How'd you get the business?
Family,
Okay.
condo, first time home buyer.
Yep.
280.
Okay. And we had some headwinds that we overcame.
Yeah.
We got there?
Yep, we got through it all.
Okay. So, hey, just like in every transaction, there's some headwinds and kind of kept our head down and worked through it. And a lot of times, my answer is, hey, we're still negotiating. We're still working through it. And even if you can't see the finish line right away, a lot of times it works out in the end. So that's kind of some blanket encouragement that sometimes when we have those, speed bumps in the transaction, just try and continue to negotiate and kind of be solutions oriented. And a lot of times buyer wants to buy, seller wants to sell, and you'll get there. All right, 1 more. I'll say 1. I thought the headshot event yesterday was great. So appreciate Val, Summit Title, all the people who had a hand in the headshot event. Pretty efficient. I guess we're all gonna have the same one because you were in front of the elevators and out here, so we'll have to see who's turned out the best. But I thought it was good. That same photographer is going to be doing our photos at our recognition breakfast, which is March 10th. March 10th.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right, next slide. Okay, if you have a February birthday, let's celebrate. You gotta know Chris Howard just celebrated 1. And Cindy Church and Sam. So if you see anyone with a February birthday, make
Susan's
sure to show us
today.
love.
Yep.
Love. Okay, so again, based on agent feedback, we're in our first and third Wednesday cadence. And so senior panel, Angela's gonna be speaking on that. Megan Porterfield's gonna be moderating. Todd Howard, Kristen's husband, will be speaking, representing Halo Senior Solutions. We've got an estate attorney from Rebecca Geyer's office, Kara, and then Darren Smith with Oasis Advisors. So that's our next one. And then I believe March 4th would be family reunion recap. Does the timing of that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Tori, I'm gonna tap Tori to lead the Keller Williams family reunion kind of recap. So if you're going, just be prepared to participate in some form or fashion with your takeaways and aha. And really our default location is gonna be here unless we go next door, but I think for the majority of our meetings are gonna be right here in the space. So $1 million table. For some of us that have been with us for a while, this is kind of the new iteration of Lunch with the Stars. So based on production, we're going to be gathering for a meal on the second Wednesday. So it's kind of that filler if you're in production and we want to celebrate you. So you'll get an invitation if you qualify, and just want to look forward to our first one, which is going to be February 11th.
Where's it at, Doug?
Monterey.
Monterey.
Yeah, we're going classy. We ain't skimping on you. Real thing. Okay, and I'm previewing this, and so this is, doubling down on, our next meeting again, this is, an important, topic, and so, we're encourage you to join us, 2 weeks from today, for a great panel that hopefully can add value to your business.
Okay, yeah, so I'll come on up here. Well, so with the new schedule, which I have clearly not gotten used to yet, I have tried to avoid scheduling meetings for every team meeting, because I used to. Every fourth Wednesday, instead of a team meeting, we're going to have what we're calling the Capper Collective. So for anyone who is about to cap, has capped, or just capped just barely, or never capped before, we're really going to be working with you through one of this book. So they've come out with a Rookie Real Estate Agent, which is a variation of the MREA book that many of us know, but it's just really saying, hey, as you're in your first couple of years, this is how we're going to launch. So there are a lot of things that say, hey, even if you're not a rookie, if you haven't, say, been consistently capping, this is the class for you. We're going to start it out, this first one, just kind of working over goals and kind of a business plan on how to launch that. So if you still feel like you haven't got a plan for 2026, don't worry. We can just do a pivot and get you set up at that meeting as well. So I'd love to see as many of you feel the need and go from there. So our first one will be the 25th, right? The next day or two after I get back from family union, so we'll have lots of stuff to go over as well. So,
Tori's gonna be fired up.
That's
He's gonna
right.
be Fired up.
Right. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, annual awards and recognition breakfast, Tuesday, March 10th, the Rich Charles. I know Val would really appreciate it if you RSVP. Hopefully in the affirmative, but we've got, some good sponsors lined up, so I think we're trending, in the right direction there. And
Why don't they just take their phones out?
yeah, let's do it right now.
Yes.
You got your QR code here? Yeah.
Because you don't have to be, you don't have to get an award to go to the, it's just open to everybody.
Yeah, we would encourage, everyone to celebrate, the successes of all our associates, so, it's a very, important, event for us, one that I circle every year, so please join us if you can, and again, we really appreciate it if you can RSVP, and hopefully that's in the affirmative. Shred Day, April 16th, let's get it, it's like the day after tax day on purpose, look how strategic we are. Does anyone want to talk about Shred Day? Yeah,
I'd love to. It's a great private event. We'll talk 30 days prior about how different ways people marketing and have success. But we are also the only one that does electronics. So it's different. It's a great reason to touch your clients. If you don't, why not? Great reason to call. Save the day.
I'll be getting you guys promotional material that you can brand and send out to your clients with all the what's in it. Honestly, what I'm looking for is that, so we can be sure to share their information along with that. So give me a week or so.
yeah, and if you have sponsors, if you have people that, you're, pouring into their business and vice versa, we need a couple more sponsors, for basically, a lot of the events that we put on just to help offset the cost. So if you have someone that, you think would be interested and find value in that, like next with Val or Ashley.
For Shred Day, think anybody with box trucks and stuff, because they'll get the publicity of everybody driving through the event. And can't do it on 32, but you can do it off Pennsylvania. So any moving companies, anything like that, they benefit from a lot of advertising day up.
Okay. All right, look how forward planning we are. We are in June, we are promoting events in June. Particularly because this is essentially what we did in our parking lot across the street last year. This is kind of the next, evolution of that, and it's gonna be a beer brewery in Noblesville, which has a nice, outdoor area to spread out, and certainly the headliner is gonna be Todd Dickman and his band. So, I think this is really gonna elevate the experience, and There'll certainly be more details to come and marketing collateral and everything on how it's gonna work, but certainly save the date for the 24th of June, and we'll be up at Beer Brewery and, be able to listen to Todd and eat some pizza and have beer.
And that's a client event, we have got really clear, people that maybe weren't here last summer. That is a client event, that is an event that you get to invite your clients to for free.
There's a lot,
For free,
there-
they don't drink. They eat for free.
and they have like playgrounds there, so that
Yeah,
There's
dog
stuff for everybody.
friendly,
Yeah.
Kid friendly, casual, we just thought that was a good alternative, just to, try something different, right? So that's what we're doing.
Does that have a name, the event?
summer event, real original.
Block party last year.
Yeah.
Like a block party this year, so it's.
Summerfest.
There you go.
Change it to fest, I like it.
How much does it cost?
Fest.
Free
Free.
night.
Three, okay.
Three to them. I will have sponsors for that, but by doing this, we cut about $6,000 in cost. So this is a lot more cost efficient, but we'll be able to still.
Is it
do all
a
the
truck
same.
event?
Is it
Go.
truckers? They have food there.
You're going, your clients will get like a food voucher that they can use towards food that, beer served on site, primarily pizza.
And if you have vendors
It's a
you
wing
really
salad.
like, that work with you, you could come sponsor it, so. yeah.
All right, next slide. Our lunch sponsor today is Legacy Builders.
Where is she? Come on down.
Come on around.
Yep.
All right, so I don't know if some of you know me or not from 16 years of being around real estate, but my name's Jama Wilson and I'm here to represent Legacy Builders. Steve Schutz is the owner builder of that company. And him and his brother started a new development right off of 146. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's a 55+ community. And it's a custom built neighborhood. So it's not like Epcot and all that, it's actually a custom built. So the prices run from like it says 600s, but pretty much 700s by the time you have the lot included in there. So we are developing a sign to put out on 146, so people will start to know us better. Not much. 46 advertising, 146 Spring Mill and Dick.
Yep.
I have a big flag out front.
I just saw it this morning, by the
You
way.
did?
Yes,
Yeah.
I just noticed that. Yeah.
So they created this community, and I don't know if you all know the movie It's a Wonderful Life. But his brother Scott's obsessed with that movie, and that's why he developed that community. And you'll see, if you go online, you'll see all the names of the homes are actually the characters of the movie. That's kind of cute.
That's
yeah.
cute.
So, and then, I do have brochure for you. And since we all couldn't meet at the model home, I have created a little tour for you. If you can come by next Thursday, just for like a little hour or, a few minutes of your time, I'll have some little goodies for you. So we have actually 2 model homes now. So we almost sold our Bailey model home and somebody backed out last minute. So now we have officially 2. So now you get to walk back and forth. And actually they're both for sale. I have the information in this packet here of all the spec homes now for the 3. And then we're giving an incentive to your buyers. If they want to buy one of the spec homes, they get 20,000 off. So, and then, the house that's 1.2 million, that is actually in the process of being, completed upstairs. So it's framed right now for a 2-bedroom Jack and Jill bath in a loft. So that will be completed with that number. Okay, but they're all ranch style homes with a slab foundation. So anyone can add a basement if they like, or what Steve does is all the ranch style homes come with a nice finished staircase up to the big giant attic storage area. So someone can finish that out if they want additional space, and that's why we went ahead and did that on the spec home, so people can see what they can do. And actually, one of your agents here is the first agent that has a client that's building in there. Tina Allen.
Euland, yeah.
So I'm
Euland.
working with your client, and I wanna let you know too, and I don't, hopefully I didn't get off topic, but if you have showings, please reach out to me first, so I can get you in the system, because what happens is, a lot of people don't know about us and don't know that we're all customizable, so even though they see the floor plans or they come see the spec, those are the only ones that are actually a floor plan. Everyone that's built in there does not have the same house. We have moved so much on every single home. So if someone comes in and says, I don't really like this living room or whatever, I don't want you to lose the deal, because I can modify things for your client. So since you guys don't know, I can push this back, I can do this, whatever. We actually just saved a deal yesterday from that. One of the agents from another company came and they didn't like the layout. And then luckily Steve called him back real quick before they went somewhere else and said, we'll do whatever you want, pretty much. He's so flexible. So just make sure you tell your clients, hey, let's talk to Jama and see what else we can do to try to make that work for you. And we will be doing a follow-up, by the way, after your showing for that reason. So you give me that information, and then what we can do is we can meet with you and the buyer, or if you just want the buyer to come to meet, we can sit down with the floor plan and they tell me what they want, and then I draw it out, and then we can meet Steve for the rest of it. And then please put your business cards in the little fishbowl over here, because I have Starbucks gift cards. So 2 winners today will be happening.
Hey, Val. So Val, can you pass that fishbowl around? Thanks.
And then, not everything.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you said this Bedford Falls is off 146 in what intersection?
It's west of Spring Mill, in between Spring Mill and Ditch.
South side.
It's close to Harmony.
And so that is Carmel School District through here. And
Yeah.
and just so you know, it's 55 plus, but it's age qualified, not age restricted. So we did that for a reason, because you never know nowadays what can happen, right? So we don't want people kicked out of their home if they have to have custody of the grandkid or, whatever happens. So, we are allowed 20%, under the 55. So if you do have an older parent that's like 50 or whatever, we take that in consideration. So don't think that they can't be in there.
And what is your registration process? You explained if we have new agents in here who
Yeah.
stuff, social media, reach out to clients. How do they get a hold of you so that their client doesn't have to talk?
Oh, yeah. So, on the brochure, like, if you have new agents, I was hoping that if your office can actually send out one of the sheets here with my contact information in it. And then also if they go through the MLS, do the showing, Steve gets that right away, and then I'm gonna do his follow-up. So, and then you and the buyer will be in the system. Thank you.
All right, you wanna draw now or later?
Is everybody done?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Shake it around. Wait. Kylie? Or not Kylie. I'm so sorry, Kyle.
Hi.
Oh, Kyle, yay, Kyle.
I'll go by.
Heather.
Yeah.
Lunch is coming? Or
Yeah,
two?
they should be here.
All right.
Yep,
Chick-fil-A?
yep.
All right, Chick-fil-A, we have Chick-fil-A to look forward to. Excellent. Thank you so much.
The old horse farm.
All right, summit title, partner spotlight.
Right across.
Jennifer.
Doesn't want me to, they're not, but,
You have the info.
Yeah, I got some info, so yes, I do, and they're passing it around right now. First of all, Sheila, we're gonna, real quick, we have mouse pads and calendars in for everyone.
I need a mouse pad.
I need a mouse pad. Okay, well, I'll have to bring one here. Anyway, and calendars, no, we got one mouse pads back there.
Yeah.
Alright, FinCEN, March 1st, it's coming, they're not changing the date, we're here, it's gonna affect your investor finance for your LLCs, for your entities, sometimes trusts. I don't wanna go through what's on that sheet, I mean, I'm just gonna hit the highlights. It is a financial crimes enforcement agency. It involves residential cash transactions or seller financing or the non-conforming lenders. And right off the hat, if I think the obvious, they won't have an anti-money laundering protocol in their system. So all of those transactions are now subject to FinCEN reporting, which means as of tomorrow night, we are getting the forms. So the next business meeting, I will have them where they haven't put them on our software yet. They're coming tomorrow night when we're closed. So I will have the forms, you can give them by our seller, and they are with the data we want.
I
for
will
every
tell,
transaction.
well,
We can't transfer them from file to file, will have to be filled out every time, because things can
Yep.
change the same within those LLCs, numbers, whatever. So it's not something we can keep on file, it is not something the title company can also fill out for your client. We are just the data selectors, we have to report it to FinCEN. So we will be asking your clients to fill these out. So in essence, I guess you guys will be asking to fill those out for us. We cannot close without these, because they're not 100% filled out. That is considered a not clear to close on the title company as well, if these are not filled out in full. So if it comes to closing day, you call me the day before, my hands are gonna be tied, there's gonna be nothing I can do.
Industry wide.
It is, it's nationwide, yes, national level. So, so that's coming, we'll have those forms. The other big thing too is deeds after closing, we cannot do those anymore. If it is coming from an individual to an LLC, because those are FinCEN reportable, and they would have to be able to report. So at least for the first, I mean, obviously there's probably gonna get workarounds and we all know that, and I'm anxious for those too, but for the next 30 to 60 days after March 1st, we won't be doing quick claim deeds anymore from LLCs to individuals or vice versa. They don't have to be done at closing.
So does that mean like if I get a loan, if I need to qualify for my investment property loan under my name, then sometimes a customary move might be to then quick claim that into an LLC. I'm not be able to do that right away.
You'll have to close in the LLC. We can close, we'll have to fill out and start it to FinCEN, but we'll close it in the LLC. It's deeds after closing are what are also subject to being reported. Now, this does not affect trust in that, because people go from family trust, individual, so as long as you have like the Jen Portner family trust and Jen Portner's the trustee, that's fine, they see that, that's normal, that happens. But if it's the, you know, Fisher's something LLC and Jen Portner wants to put in there, no, actually, how do they know I'm associated with that? So the trusts are not gonna be as heavily regulated as the entities are. And again, these go with cash transactions with, and residential, and they're, you'll have to read that form. But FinCEN defines residential in a broad spectrum.
Say the acronym slower.
FinCEN.
FinCEN.
FinCEN, so like if it's a 1 to 4 family structure, but you say, well, it's commercial use property, they don't care, it's a 1 to 4 family structure, that is subject. As long as it has a family unit on it, so if you've got a strip mall that has an apartment above that a family's gonna be living in, that's subject to FinCEN, it's not considered commercial. Vacant land is considered commercial if there's going to be a building put on. So you really gotta ask your clients so many questions. We're gonna get through it together, I promise. I think the biggest change is just the quick claim deeds after closing. We are gonna have to put a halt to those just while we get our feet on the ground and everybody starts to understand this industry wide. I'm not saying every title company will put a hold on those. I don't know how they're gonna get around it. We'll figure it out, promise. But for the first 30 to 45 days afterwards, we're just gonna have to put a halt on those quick claim deeds for now until we get our feet on the ground and get comfortable and know that we'll be fine with regulations. So we'll have more forms on the 18th meeting, because like I said, we're getting those in our possession tomorrow night. So the Fidelity underwriter is downloading those to us. So we'll have those questionnaire forms with your clients about next business meeting.
sorry.
When you get some information in your hands now, we're gonna get through it, it's gonna be fine. But it's just gonna be a little bit rough March.
So my best advice is once we start to have the information available to us is be proactive. If this is a cornerstone of your business, if you're actively working with investor clients, I don't care if you don't have a deal that
You're loud.
you can't see one on the horizon. If you have anybody you can think of that's going to be playing in this sandbox, just go ahead and start that conversation with them and start setting expectations on what type of information they're going to have to gather. Because
We've tried that too.
it's gonna be a decent amount of information, but if they're organized and you're working with them, then you guys can work through it together and, start a file. Doesn't mean that they need to start from zero every time. They can have their own file. You can have a shared Google Drive folder. I don't know if you wanna, what information we're sharing, but you have an opportunity and a runway to get prepared, so we're not putting out fires, the week of closing.
The other that's not effective, I'm sorry, is in court, like divorce, if we're doing quick reviews for divorce or death or something like that. Those are fine because those are court regulated, courts have already cleared these. So if you have to quickly need something because somebody has died or it's a divorce situation, those quick needs are still fine. I'm talking about quick needs from Doug to an LLC after closing, those are not fine for right now, just because we would have to be able to report it to FinCEN. So just closing the LLCs at closing. And last minute changes, obviously, if your buyer someone says, I wanna do this, or gonna get victims.
I'll mention, Doug probably knows this. Many lenders, many loan programs don't allow you to close in the name of the LLC. You have to close your individual names. So that can be a problem for some.
Well, these are cash transactions,
Oh,
so
sorry.
you're good. I mean, you're good because you have the anti-money laundering. So
Is that, I mean, is
yeah.
the lender blissfully ignorant on that, where it's like, I close under my name and then I transfer it to the LLC? You're like, the loan's closed.
We are not supposed to really know about that,
Yeah.
and it does void out their owner's policy, right?
And it can add,
Their owner's title policy.
it's avoid it, but it can add pickups to it.
Okay. We do, just as a sidebar, we do offer portfolio loan products that do allow you to close investment property in the LLC. So some do, some don't.
Yeah, but if you go through like a Mark's company and you close in your individual, I can't do the quick thing before you have to want out to the LLC, and I'm not sure what the counties are gonna do, how they're gonna regulate that yet. Because if you show up there with a D, they're gonna be like, what did you report to FinCEN? We don't know how that's gonna shake yet. We're just kind of getting, as Fidelity said, step by step through this. So,
You're, go back to these are cash transactions.
These are cash.
Cash can do whatever cash wants. Right.
But cash has to follow these
Right.
rules.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you, more to come. I'm sure it'll be an ongoing topic.
Are there any costs, any FinCEN costs?
There are, we can charge for, title companies can charge for FinCEN transactions. Well, I don't know what that is yet, and I'm gonna take it off, I'll ask title company to put that in.
We'll be in line with the market, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
We'll be in line with the market on
If
that.
you wanted a mouse pad, raise your hand, guys coming around. The gentlemen are coming around.
All right, Mark, the floor is yours.
All right, good afternoon, I'm Mark Kuchek with Cross Country Mortgage. Last time I was here, I asked the question, why are your buyers and sellers hesitant? And the answer I got, basically break it down simply, was they would buy if they knew what you. Okay, makes sense? And since then I've thought about this, that clients typically don't buy based on the market they're in, they buy it based on confidence. Okay, so regardless of the market, if they're confident, well, what I'll say is if you're confident and I'm confident, they're gonna be confident. If we're not confident, if we're hesitant, they're gonna be hesitant, right? And we're unsure, they're gonna be unsure. So right now, I think the people that are winning in this market are both on your side and my side. We're not pretending this is an easy market. It's not. But people who do what we do for a living, we're prepared, we're direct with our clients, and we're calm with them. That's what's not good. And I think too, the momentum that you're gonna see in this market, we show up as leaders, we should provide clear options and give them a lot of clarity, because I think at the end of the day, mortgage rates, that's an excuse that people have. They go up and down, they're gonna always go up and down. Home prices, some people are waiting for home values to come down. Right? Data shows you that. But the one thing that we have all control over is the clarity that we can give a client, certainty we can give a client. So I've got two classes that I don't think we have a slide this week for it, but our winning with objections, this will be our 5th time doing this. It's been sold out literally every time. Okay, the next one is going to be Tuesday at 17 at Upcoming Communities, the courtyards of Westfield. So if you've not been to the Upcoming community up there yet, it'd be a great opportunity to see what they're building. We're going to do from 11 to 12:30, and we'll be serving lunch. So if you've not made it to one of our winning with objections, it's a very, very powerful event. The other event, we don't have a date yet, but I'll just give you a little precursor is, you guys, being you're the first line of communication with a lot of clients, and you're tasked with how to overcome some of these objections, right? So we've created something that's gonna be a little bit easier for you to introduce your client to a website that will ask them 5 questions, and it will spit out a calculation of what they can afford to stay within their budget. So it's a I don't know what the word is, but it's gonna be a where they're gonna feel safe going there. And, you know, one of the questions that I found a lot of classes, are you looking to buy or sell anytime soon? Well, the answer you're gonna get is no, right? Most of the time, because that's their defense mechanism coming out. But if you ask somebody, are you currently living in your perfect home? 70% of people will say no. Right, and that opens the door to the other questions we're gonna be asking on this website that is gonna feel safe to them, that help give you an opportunity to engage. So we got more to come on that, but that'll be our other class, all in a way to help you guys overcome this. So, thank you.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Just real quick on our Keller Williams Indy agent resource site, we now have QR codes if you need them for earnest money, for earnest and payload. They're also at the top of that website as well, but some people wanted QR codes. So if you need that graphic, it's on that site, or you can just ask me for it.
Meeting of payload.
Payload is the same thing as earnest, sending electronic earnest money. It's a little bit less expensive than earnest. And in fact, earnest reduced their price kind of when payload came into place, but we wanted to offer more than one. So your clients had a choice. What?
Yeah, how much?
I think Jennifer would know more than me at this point. I think earnest is in the 20s, and then payload is, I want to say, under 15.
Thanks.
Yep.
Before I introduce Steve, Gabe, you want to introduce anyone?
Yeah, actually, quick.
Yes. And quick plug for Scott Winklewitz Insurance Group. My renewal Peace of Mind just came up, and I pivoted from auto owners to travelers and save money, better coverage. I also have a personal umbrella policy with the travelers with Scott Winklewitz Insurance Group. So just want to plug these guys. They do a great job. You have to talk to them. It's an opportunity to add value for your insurance needs as well as your clients.
Thank you. So a couple things just to hit on today. We want to introduce Brian. He's our newest team member, newest agent. He's got some training to go through still, so he's not going to be probably around too much initially, but the coming months you'll see him more and more. So if you wanted to add anything to that.
Hi folks, my name is Brian Tomlinson. I just recently joined Scott Winklewitz Insurance Group, but I've been a client for over 6 years. My wife and I have been very, very pleased to be clients of their group. Prior to doing this work, I had over 20 years experience as an industry leader in higher education and nonprofit work, helping people solve problems, and I'm very often finding students, adults in the most difficult parts of their life. So this transition to help people solve their problems, it moved them in positive direction with signing new homes and all that. It really works well with my relationship focused style of work. So very happy to meet all of you. Look forward to working with you. And then seeing as this will be the last time we speak until the contest is over, I want to throw you guys a little gentle reminder about our contest that's going on right now. The last time you can put in a referral that gets towards winning these 2 Pacer tickets lower level is February 28th, the last day of the month. So make sure you keep that in the back of your mind, send someone our way, or utilize our link. We're just going to do the contest, put each other tickets. In that game, by the way, we get 2 lower level tickets for the Pacers against the Suns on Thursday for March. So pay attention to it.
We'll post that in the Facebook group. I think in the vein of the quick claim deeds and all of that as well. So we obviously have worked with a lot of investor clients as well. Peter Stewart sent a lot of folks our way. So we're doing it day in and day out. We have a company and a product that allows us when they want to go that route legally, right? Literally, we just change the name to an LLC. No change in the policy premium, no rewriting a policy. It's literally the same as just switching out the different name or correcting a name. So we can make that on our side a very seamless process for them as well. So I wanted to throw that out there being relevant.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
All right. And now the man, myth, the legend, Steve Rupp is going to take us home on 3 ways to leverage your database to earn an extra $100,000 this year, guaranteed.
You're up. You're already up.
Okay, good.
Go ahead. See if you can you see if you can go through it with your Yes. Oh, good. Okay, good.
All right, cool. Hey, it's good to see so many people here. This is awesome. And by the way, I just wanted to give a shout out to Mark. So I was at his event last week. And I've been to a lot of events over the years, and this is one of the best that I've been to. So if you have not been to one of the events, please do yourself a favor and do that. The scripts that he gives are second to none. And trust me, I've learned a lot of scripts over the years, and his are absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you can just pay me that after that. And the food is delicious, so you certainly can't beat that. So the next opportunity you have, clear your schedule to go to that. Have a great meal and learn something that I guarantee you is gonna be fun. All right. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have chairs over here if you're standing, if you want to sit down. There's seats over here. No pressure.
So can everybody see that? Is there any way to make that?
Yep.
You make the screen bigger? There we go.
There is a bigger
It'll be-
TV coming eventually for this.
We're
wall.
getting a TV for this wall. Yes.
It'll be here eventually.
Wait for more profit share to come in.
We're, yes.
I had to close them up.
Send your cap. Keep sending them in. Send bills in. If you want a new TV, keep closing the deal. All right, so speaking of that, I think most of you know me, and I've got a couple slides here in just a second for those of you who don't as well. I want to make you money. So how many of you can use an extra $100,000 for the year? Yeah, all right, good. So I guarantee you this works. No ifs, ands, or buts. You just have to put in the work. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I'm going to show you another thing at the end if you want, that there's a done for you option, but this is actually what you do. So last year, how many of you had your best year ever? A D or a B ever? Yeah, so good. Buck the trend. Last year was not a great year for a lot of agents. How many of you, December was one of your best months? How many of you would have thought that that would have been the case in January, February, March? December is usually a really strong month for real estate agents. The reason I know this is because my coach did the same thing to me. She said, hey, Steve, what do you think is your best month? And I'm like, I'm going to go June, July, August. And she said, well, look at your numbers. Actually, December statistically has been your best month ever. So what I'm going to teach you here over the next 30 minutes or so is a system that I use to generate over $100,000. I did it. I'm in your office, so don't tell me that this doesn't work in your area. This does work in your area. Your area is my area. And it's the same office, same people. It's just you have to do the work and put in the effort to make this happen. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to listen for the next 30 minutes, I can show you how you can increase your volume by $100,000 this year. That seem fair? Yeah. Are you excited? You should be really excited. We're talking how to make 6 figures, which is good. All right, so this is me. If you don't know me, I've been around for a little bit. Sold a lot of homes, seen a lot of things. I think I've been through 7 recessions and made it through each one of them. Sometimes I didn't look so great coming back out of it, but made it through it, and that was the most important thing. And the rest of you, I know there's a lot of you who've been in this business for a long time as well. It's been through a lot of unpredictable income. Wouldn't you agree? A lot of unpredictable income. What this system is going to do is show you how you can create some predictability in the business. That is the number one thing of agents that I coach that they say when I'm doing like a discovery call. And I ask them, what are some of your gaps? What are some of your challenges, your issues, your bottlenecks? And the number one thing that agents tell me all around the country is, I don't have predictable income, which means they don't have systems and models that are proven to create predictable results. If you're in this company, you know we live on systems and models. We literally wrote the book on it. And so it would stand to reason that systems and models work as long as the systems and models work and you work them. So this is part of the Premier Connect system. So some of you, when I first did a beta test on this, and thank you for those of you who are in this, We did a 2-day training on this and I completely changed everything on how this is delivered and the information is consumed. And it's taken down to about five modules, about 20 minutes each, taking that down from 10 hours. Do you believe it or not? So I thought that a lot was having a lot of information was more. What I came to find out was that's pretty much me, and I like a lot of data and information. But real estate agents, speed is worth money, and so that's what you want. Is you want it fast, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, how many of you buy leads? I know you do, Kevin. How many of you buy leads? No judgment here. Kevin, the only one? Seriously? Nobody else buys leads from Zillow or?
James.
Anymore. There's, wow, okay, well, that's great. So we'll go on to the next slide. You know, there's a reason why you don't buy leads, right? Now, I will tell you, if you know me, you know that I don't buy leads. I don't like supporting Zillow because they do not have our best interest at heart. I think we all know this. My sister-in-law works for Zillow, very high up. It makes Christmas a little interesting together. She's a good person, and I hope you didn't get hit with the layoff. But anyway, it works. And Kevin knows that I'm not a huge fan of Zillow. However, his business model works, and he's making a lot of money off of it. So, but there's a trade-off. And Kevin knows this, and all of you probably know this. Lots of calls. You got about a 5-minute response time for those calls. That's statistics. If you don't respond within 5 minutes, if you don't answer the call right away or respond within 5 minutes, what percentage of your success rate do you lose? How much does it go down? Anybody know? Kevin, do you know by chance?
No, I'm here to learn.
83%. Your conversion rate goes down 83% if you don't pick up the call or return it within 5 minutes. That's a national statistic by NAR. And in a lot of these clients, because they have zero relationship with you, you're just a name, one of the first things they do is ask you to cut your fee. Why? Because you don't have a relationship. There's no value that you provide them. In the absence of value, price becomes a conversation. Right? How many of you have heard that? Mark talks about some of that in the scripts. Go to his lunch. So, the next. This drains energy. It drains tons of energy from you. I tried that at one point. Now, it wasn't Zillow, it was another. And I hated it. I hated those calls because they're totally different from what I was used to. And I built my business on a database. And it makes it hard to continue doing. Some people do it, but you don't control the time. The unknown clients, or not even clients, prospects, control your time. And you always have to be ready. Now, let's talk about for the rest of you, I'm assuming your business is database driven. Is that right? Database referrals, repeat clients, which is great. But let me ask you a question. Do you know when the next referral is coming in? You have a system for that. If I were to ask you right now, when is your next referral coming in? Could you tell me? Could you tell me how many referrals you're going to get in this year? The answer is probably no, because I have yet to talk to an agent who knows that. Unpredictable referrals, tons of touch points. We know this. In fact, one of the other things that I was thinking about teaching today was the 127 touch point system. It worked. That's what I did. But it's a lot. And it creates gaps in your database because you get busy. You don't have systems. You don't have leverage in order to create predictability. And that is an untapped gold mine. That's an opportunity that you are squandering. And this eliminates all of that. Because I saw that. So Thea, most of you know who Thea was. So she was my buyer's agent. And I created the system because I needed to provide her more business. Any of you who run a team have that challenge of providing business or supporting business for your buyer's agent, listing specialist, showing assistance, whatever. And so if you have a packed calendar, my guess is a lot of it is doing a lot of administrative work, or you're doing a bunch of things that other people should be doing. You all resonate with that? Does that make sense? So today, this is what we're gonna fix, and I truly wanna fix this for you. Because I want all of you to make more money, because when you make more money, the office makes more money, we can buy a big screen. Right? So, I'm gonna give you a ton of value. This is something that clients who pay for this training pay a lot of money. I'm giving it to you free because one second. Like, so I'm gonna give you 3 systems. This is all based on your database. This is all based on 3 pillars that I teach, things that you all do right now. You don't have to add any new pillars to your business. I'm just gonna show you some ways to maximize it and to use it more. If that sounds good. So, this is the plug and play version. If you want that, I'll talk about that again real fast afterwards. But right now, I just want you to learn the system. I truly do, because it works. It's worked for over 200 agents that I've coached, and it worked for my own business. So I know this works. So don't tell me it won't work for you in your business. It will. If you implement. And that's the most important thing in all of you can. All right. So how many vendors are involved in a typical real estate transaction according to the NAR? Who knows this? What's that? 58. 58. Well, that's a lot of vendors. Little high. 5. Little low. 15. Little low. 32. You're getting close. 27. 27 vendors are in the average real estate transaction. Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
Seems like a lot, doesn't it?
I was using a Zillow client that went to 3 realtors and 4 lenders.
That would make sense. Now I understand where you got that. 27 vendor partners. So this would include like Mark, for example. It would include your title company like Summit. It would include your inspector, your handyman, your painter, whatever, insurance, all those people, home warranty, average of 27. I did not believe this. I actually audited my last 5 transactions, and it averaged right around 27. That's more than you think. That should be on a hot list. You are feeding more people than you think. Paid leads. This is all according to NAR. This is NAR data. I didn't make this up. We're talking about conversions. Paid leads convert at around 2%. If you're really good, like Kevin, you might be converting at 5%. Because all of the leads come in. Versus a warm referral, someone introduced to you that you both know, there's some common relationship, those convert at 85%. Let's do some quick math. You have, let's say you pay for 150 paid cold leads, right? You have a 2% close rate, which means you're going to close about 3 deals or so. That's assuming a $10,000 CPI. Versus a hot referral, 27 referral leads, close at 85%, you're going to close 23 deals. You all follow the math on that? And assuming a $10,000 average, I use that stuff fine and then being a pretty easy number to work with. 30,000 versus 230,000. These are a lot harder to work with than these are. Wouldn't you agree, Kevin? I mean, he does a great job. If you guys ever want to talk about working with cold leads, that dude is the master. A lot better than I am. I didn't really do a whole lot. But he makes a lot of money doing it. He does a really good job. So the question to you is, why would you want to chase 150 people who do not know, like, and trust you? And you're going to make a fraction of what you could make if you had 27 people who were already keyed up for you, served on a silver platter, and you know you're going to close 85% of them and make $200,000. Why would you do that? I didn't. And that's why I wouldn't pay for leads with that. I wouldn't get it like that. So this is what benefits. Your family benefits because of this. And then Kevin can't use the excuse of not being able to afford lot rent. He's killing it, by the way, he can afford lot rent. So this is what we're gonna go. These are our three pillars. We're gonna talk about vendor partner networks and leveraging those people who already know, like, and trust you. We're gonna talk about a concierge program to offer. This is something, I want you to listen to this. This is something that this alone reduced the amount of commission reduction requests when I went to special listing appointments by over 90%. I did not reduce my commission at all. I never discounted. And I did not get asked. How many of you would like that? When you provide enough value, there's no conversation that needs to be had. And then lastly, events. I'm going to show you a very easy system to create events that create business for you. How many of you do events right now? Yep, a few of you. Tori, what do you do?
Yeah,
What's one event?
well, we got our summer event, plug and play for the office, and we have for free, but a lot of times I'll do some giveaways. Yeah, so it's mostly just about calling and getting and one other winter. Event, so, but it's a lot of times it's comments, yeah, so for
And you do the, okay, good. Jordan, what do you do? What's
We do
one event?
quarterly, yeah, we do quarterly, like client events or giveaways.
Giveaways, James?
We do a bi-monthly happy hour.
Yep. I wonder where you got that idea. Angela?
I've done all kinds of stuff, trying to fix it up. This month, we're doing a giveaway every week, and then we love you a latte at the end of the month, at a coffee shop. Do a photo event. I've done a senior event.
And that was really good with it. You guys are wanting to do, I would imagine you're gonna talk a little bit about that, you know. Maybe, if you're looking for some senior friendly events, she's got a good venue. Okay, so this is why this matters, like your vendor partner network. How many of you are getting referrals from your vendor partners? How many of you are making your vendor partner plan and just sending them business? And a lot of the time, there's no competition. Do you think you're providing value to these people? Why are they not providing value back to you? Is this kind of an aha? Have any of you asked your vendor partners for referrals? You know? So that was a big aha. It took me 20 years. I'm a slow learner. It took me 20 years to figure this out. So most of you know Patty Thornberry Security Home Inspections. We were one of her very first clients. We've been working with her for 38 years. They've been in business for, I think, 42 or 41. So one of the oldest clients. And I asked her, I said, Patty, how much business do you think I sent you over the years? But between me and my dad. And she said, oh gosh, I don't know. I said, would you say that we generated over $100,000 for you guys? Easy, probably close to $250,000. Fantastic. So I put food on the table for you and your family. Absolutely. How many referrals have you sent me over 38 years? Silence. I said, Patty, I'm curious, is there a reason why you haven't sent me any referrals? You never asked. Interesting. How many agents have asked in 42 years in the business? How many agents have asked you for a referral? Keep in mind, Security Home Inspections is the largest home inspection company in the state, one of the largest in the Midwest, one of the big boys in the entire country. They work with a lot of agents. She said a total of 4 agents in 42 years have asked for a referral. 4. So I asked her, I said, what do I need to do in order for you to keep me in mind for a referral? She said, all you gotta do is ask. You know what happened after that? I actually got a referral from her. Result within 6 weeks, it resulted in $18,000 as I asked. That sparking any light bulb moments, opportunities. This is one pillar. You can make $100,000 just off that idea right there. Ask your vendor partners for referrals. And there's a whole system that you can use to stay in front of them. But the first is seek your vendor partners who share your same standards. How many of you have had a vendor partner that just flakes out? No call, no show. That's no bueno for me. And I call that right up front. No call, no show, you're done. You do not get a second chance. Because that makes me look really bad. I had my handyman do it 3 times in 1 week. I was embarrassed. So you have to set standards and you have to communicate those standards to your vendor partners. Replace weak link. This is where you're going to operate. Some of your vendor partners aren't going to play ball with you and they aren't going to refer you business. That's where you realize that and you replace it. I've had lots of coaching clients who have been through this program who have realized that people they were sending a ton of business to were never going to send them any business no matter how many times they asked. They replaced them and they got a referral immediately from the person that they booked. They were like, I would have never known that if I would have asked. And the last is focus on vendors who are eager to grow with you. Partner with them. Stop treating them as a commodity. Mark, do you ever feel like a commodity when you're working with some real estate agents? Not in here, of course.
That means certainly happens sometimes. It's lender.
And your business is built on relationships. It's this whole business. But the point is, you need to focus your relationship with your vendor partner as a holistic experience with them. It's not just, what can you do for me today? I need you to go out and check this roof for me. I need you to go out and fix this thing for me. And I have to have it done today because I got closing in 2 days. And the other agent's bugging me because I gotta have it done and show them the paid receipt. So work with them. That's important. Making sure that you set very clear expectations with them. I actually have a contract that all my vendor partners sign and they agree to with certain service fees. I set referral goals and then I line communication and reporting. I track all of them and I communicate with them. You have to stay in front of them on a regular basis or this will not work. There's lots of opportunities to do that. But I always tell my vendor partners, in order to be part of my VIP network, you need to send me 1 referral a year minimum. If you don't do that, you're out. And they all agree to it. And you got to remind them. And this is the example that I gave about the having referral within a couple of weeks, or 6 weeks. So that was really nice. This is exactly what this system was designed to do. And I was having my vendor partner send me business system. I can predict it. I can predict so much income off of that every single year. 27. All right, next. And we're going to land this plane pretty quickly, so I'm running out of time. Concierge program. How many of you offer a concierge program for your clients? Nobody? Guys, this is like low-hanging fruit. Offer a concierge program for your clients, both buyers and sellers. Let me tell you a little bit about what that looks like here in a minute, but you're going to get faster sales, you're going to get higher prices because the quality of your listings are going to go up. They're not going to ask you for commission cuts. My commission reduction request went down over 90%, as I mentioned earlier. And this is going to have you stand out if you're in a multiple agent listing presentation situation. And I always did. And so I had some people who said, Steve, we bought 8 or 9 houses. We have never had an agent done. And the way I came up with this is there was an agent, I'm not going to say the name, you all know it. We were competing for an $800,000 listing in Foster Estates, and I lost it because she had a handyman on staff. She really did. To fix the 3 things that I had suggested. And I didn't have an immediate fix. I did, but I did communicate that. Val knows this. With marketing, you have to package things up in a nice package and put a pretty little bow on. That's important. So here's what happens. Smooth move-ins, you get goodwill, and you get referral-ready clients. They want to refer you. Here's your challenge. During your listing presentation and buyer presentation, you should have provided so much value that you have earned the right to ask for referral before you've even done anything for these people? How many of you have a listing or buyer presentation that's strong? If you don't, you should. And that was something that I worked on for years to create and cultivate that so that I did ask for it. And one of the scripts that I would use is, so Mr. and Mrs. Seller, during our time together, my objective is to provide you such a magical level of service that you feel compelled, not obligated, to introduce me to two people that you know who need my help with buying, selling, building, or investing in real estate before we get to what you will call closing. I call it celebration. That's a script. I use it every single time. And then I would follow up with, I'm curious, does anybody right now come to mind that I could help, you can introduce to me? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. If they say no, thank you so much for taking the time to think about that. Would you be open if I were to check in with you from time to time during our transaction to see if anybody might come to mind? Sure, Steve, that'd be great. If you're not doing that, you should. You are leaving money on the table. You are leaving referrals in someone else's book of business. Because those referrals are going somewhere. They're just not coming to you. All right. So one of the things, and let me just tell you real quick, for me, I would always have my core concierge vendor partners. So I would have, and I would pay for these people to come in and do this. My stager, my handyman, my painter, my house cleaner, and my carpet cleaner. All those 5 people, I would come in and have them take care of my client's house, both buyers and sellers. Cost me less than $1,500. Depends on which level they were as far as price point, is how many of those they had access to that I paid for. And then anything extra over and above my program, they got a discount because I negotiated that with my vendor partner. If I told you, Todd, if I said, hey, Todd, before you get your house on the market, I want to bring my handyman in, I'm going to bring my carpet cleaner in, I'm going to bring my house cleaner in, I'm going to bring my stager in, I'm going to bring my painter in to take care of your house and make sure it's ready to go, and that's all my cost. Would that be okay with you? Okay by me? And his wife probably thrilled to death. I had a lot of wives, I'm stereotyping here, I know this. I had a lot of wives who are like, honey, I've been trying to get you to get a house cleaner in here for years. Steve comes in and he does it the very first time you walk in. Done. Can you see the value in that? Can you see why they didn't ask me to reduce my commission? They see so much value. I'm making $15,000. That package I just told you is my platinum package. $15,000 minimum, because that's a $500,000 listing. I don't discount my commission. Would you be willing to invest up to $1,500 to get $15,000? Yes. And the listing showed like $1 million. If you ever showed any of my listings, did they always look good and well put together? Some of you have. I was very proud of the preparation I took for my listings. They always showed great. And you know another thing? My listings sold 10% faster and for 7.91% more than the average agent sold theirs. That's my USP. And it's very easy for me to come into a listing and say, if you follow my direction, I'm going to make you an extra $38,550. How would you like that? That's great. Any questions? Nope. Sign here. And it was just that. And I'm not exaggerating. If you're not doing this, please do it. Events, lastly, land this plane, get you out of here and get your Chick-fil-A. If you're not doing events, you're missing out on an opportunity. So I did a happy hour every single month. James is doing it every other month because it became so effective. He got so many people there. The last one we did, there was standing room only, literally, right, James?
Yes, sir.
1-on-1 craft kitchen in Carmel. There was not enough seats for everybody. It's become very expensive to do.
Yes, sir.
So that's why he's doing it every month. You don't have to do that. The point is, you can get vendor partners, and for mine that I did monthly, before we merged our teams, I didn't have that many people. I had people, but I had a vendor partner pay for all of them, and they were happy to do it. It created opportunities to call people, get clients in that you wouldn't have normally been talking to, provide value to them. And the other thing is, I always invited them to ask a friend to come with them. And they invited people who were thinking about buying or selling, and they could introduce them to me in a non-threatening environment. And I got a lot of business out of that too. And my vendor partners are happy because I provide them an opportunity for a very low entry fee to come in and meet all of my clients. They were thrilled. And a lot of my clients would work with them. So I was happy with that too. So this provides value to your guests. You're able to spotlight your vendor partners, which they like, and you can create some referral incentives as well through those events. Three-pronged approach. So it's noon, well, a few minutes after, so we'll skip the rest. What questions do you have? Is this something that you feel like you could implement?
Pay for full staging.
I did not pay for, I paid for a staging console. I did not pay for staging. Now, if there was like a high-end property, I would consider doing it. Talking like $2,000 to $3,000, depending upon the level of furniture, and be higher or whatever. But I think the luxury package for me with affordable staging is $2,700. But my clients all pay for that. I never, and I told them that right up front. I'll give you staging. Now, I'm a licensed stager, so I would usually go through and do it. But if I want a second opinion, I would bring in, John. I would bring her in. But please clarify question.
Are you gonna hang out at lunch with us?
I can hang out and have lunch. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to talk details. I guarantee you, if you do the simple 3 things that I talked about, you're gonna put an extra $100,000 in your pocket without having to pay for it. Or cold call. All right, thank you.
Can you, stop sharing?
Yes.
Thanks.
Got thrown under the bus.
No.
I don't think so.
Thanks for your patience online. I'm working on the sound and the screen.
You were good.
I just bought a mic.